is where it starts.
Hey now, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I am here to review Underworld Awakening, which is a 2012 film that is the fourth installment in the Underworld series. It's been a while since we've followed the character Celine, played by Kate Beckinsale, but this movie picks up where Underworld Evolution left off. Her and Michael are still together and they're trying to leave, find a life together. But unfortunately, the public now knows. They're aware of vampires and werewolves' likings, and they're going after them, hunting them down. They call it the Purge, where the military goes in and they're exterminating these species. And in the midst of all of this, Celine and Michael get separated and captured. And Celine wakes up in this facility 12 years later, and she's now on the run, looking for Michael and finding out that she has a daughter. Now, what I think of Underworld Awakening is I love this movie. I do. Even rewatching it, I mean, at the time when I saw it in theaters, I enjoyed it, I had fun with it, but rewatching it now, I'm like, wow, I forgot how much fun this movie was. First, let's talk about the very beginning. This whole huge plot twist, where now we're in a situation where, again, the public, the world knows. They're aware of vampires and werewolves. And that's huge for this franchise. If you think about how the first few movies were all about them hiding, waiting, and not letting the world know about them. They were living amongst themselves, and they were secluded, and that was interesting for the time. But I think they felt like, hey, let's do something different with this franchise, and that right off the bat is huge. It's big. And seeing Celine, Kate Beckinsale, she was already a badass, sure. But this movie reestablishes her as a badass, reaffirms that she's the badass of this series. I mean, at the very beginning, when you see the military SWAT guys going in there looking for the breeds, and she's just totally kicking ass and breaking the one dude's neck off the railing. Like I said, she spends most of the film, almost all of the movie, looking for Michael. Scott Speedman played Michael in Underworld 1 and 2, of course, we know this, and the two of them fell very much in love. So the problem is that Scott Speedman wants nothing to do with the Underworld movies now. I don't know why. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that these movies aren't greatly reviewed or score well, so maybe he's just kind of like, alright, I'm going to move on with my career and actually do some real acting. I don't know. It sucks because these movies are fun. I liked him as Michael, as that character, and you want to see, especially if they were going to come back to Celine, you want to see their story, their progression. And Celine grows a lot in this movie. And it's awkward how many times they have to sort of work around the Michael character. Like in this movie, like you see him, you see the character. It's not Scott Speedman, it's a look-alike, or somehow maybe they CGI'd his face to look like him, but it's not him. He doesn't have any dialogue. They just keep them separated. You're constantly having to finagle a way to keep them apart, and it's awkward. I appreciate that they just didn't completely get rid of the character, that they tried to do something with him. It sucks. We're in a shitty situation to where if we don't get Scott Speedman back, I don't know what you do with the Michael character. The franchise already establishes that you can't kill his character. He's immortal, literally. Celine finding out that she has a daughter, Eve, that's also huge. Her reaction to seeing her daughter, too, is priceless. She looks at her and she's kind of like, who the fuck are you? Where's Michael? I'm all about Michael. I don't even care about you. It's not till a while where she does come around and she does start being affectionate to the little girl. And you know what? I did like Eve, the character Eve. You don't learn a whole lot about her, but what you do learn about how she was experimented on and the circumstances concerning her birth is all kind of fishy. The fact that she's a hybrid too. She's interesting enough as a character to where I'm like, okay, I want to get to know her more. And the fact that she's connected to Celine in such a big way, she instantly becomes important to the franchise. So I like that. I like the fact that they have a connection to where they can almost see each other's thoughts, abilities, and whatnot. Theo James is a brand new character introduced as David. He's another vampire who tries to help Celine out. And listen, I like Theo James. He's fine. He's not bad at all. When I see him, especially rewatching this, I instantly think of Divergent. He's very big in those series, and again, it's not like he's bad in those movies, or it's not like I dislike those movies that much. I don't like mixing franchises like that. So like seeing him show up and it's like, hey, I'm the Divergent guy. It's like, I don't know. And you can kind of tell, or at least I was getting this thought, since I knew Michael wasn't really here, that they were going to try to push him as maybe the new love interest. And again, I wasn't really feeling it. But they don't do it too hard. It's not that in your face. He's kind of just here to help out. So, at least in this movie, he's not that bad. Michael Ealy is in this movie, yeah, I know, as a detective, Sebastian, who, sure, he doesn't get like a whole lot to do, but he's here. He knows about what's going on. He's willing to help Celine in certain ways, so not bad. Charles Dance, yes, is in this movie. It's kind of surprising to see some of the actors that they got. Charles Dance is like an elderly vampire who doesn't really like the idea of helping Celine and her daughter for obvious reasons. Wes Bentley is almost like a cameo in this movie. He's one of the scientists who Celine brutally murders. It's fucked up what she does to him. But again, why not? And Stephen Ray plays a scientist who seems like he's behind the whole extinction of these breeds, until you find out the twist that he's actually a Lycan, because there is a part of this movie where you almost feel bad, or at least I was like, oh, the Lycans aren't really characters. They're just creatures for Celine to kill, or for these characters to kill. They come in, raise havoc, and leave. But then when you find out that he's a Lycan, that his son he experimented on to turn into this big Hulk Lycan, then it becomes interesting. And then it becomes back to what the series is supposed to be, where it is Lycans versus werewolves. Sure, this isn't like Lucien, who was a good guy and did have a more interesting story, but these are a new pack of Lycans who have their own story, who are different, and they have their own vendetta. So I appreciated that. The big, huge Lycan was scary and, again, huge. So pretty cool to see them do something different and just go for it. This movie, that's what this movie is. It just goes for it. It just has fun. It's action galore. It's an hour and a half of non-stop action. There's no downtime. There's no slow moments, boring moments. No, it's just balls to the wall. It's like boom, boom, boom. Here's some quick dialogue about what's going on. Boom, here comes a raid of Lycans and it's chaos. And again, I have fun. Is it the strongest script-wise, story-wise? I don't know, but who gives a shit? It's the fourth in the series. It's a hell of a lot of fun. Great action. What can I say? This movie kicks ass. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Underworld Awakening? Do you like it like I do? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!